It's the beginning of another week, which means that we are here with Pastor Robbie Symons. Great to see you.
Thank you. Glad for it. Yeah, well, I mean, it really is a privilege. We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
So thankful to have such truth to be able to present to the people. Again, may God use it.
Okay, but we're kind of going with a downer this week.
Yeah,
a little bit, but there's obviously hope.
Yeah.
Tell us what we're going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
learning.
Well, I mean, initially, Maggie, it sounds like a downer. So our topic this week is suffering, but specifically, can we rejoice in our suffering, ? Okay, so this is what we're talking about. The Bible actually tells us that we should rejoice in our sufferings. And so that's the part initially, like, what? Like, how would that happen? And how is that possible? I'm amazed, Maggie, again, when you really start to see the theology of Christ and the way that he instructs us to live, it's really the opposite of our world. And so this week, we're going to learn again from the New Testament the power of suffering. In fact, the potential and the purity and the maturity that suffering produces. So where are we going with that? Romans 5, verses 3-5, it says, and we are to rejoice in our sufferings. Why? Well, it's suffering that produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope, and hope does not put us to shame. So if we reverse that a little bit, people say, man, I want hope. Yeah, me too. Well, if you want hope, you need character. I want character. You want character, you need endurance.
Yeah.
I want endurance. Well, if you want endurance, you need suffering. Yeah. So we're going to learn why, and I hope even right now our viewers are intrigued, because if we get this, like, this is a crossroads between the mature and the immature in Christ. It really is. And the opportunity to live for Christ, even initially, to be saved and to understand we live for the world to come ultimately, and we trust him in the world that we're in right now.
Now, I know a lot of people, the sticking point for them in following Jesus is suffering, is the fact that, why would a good God allow me to suffer through fill in the blank? How do we fill in the blank for someone who doesn't even know Jesus or want to accept Jesus because of that wall of whatever suffering they're going through?
It's because, again, what suffering results in. It's when life is so easy. Again, I am most uncomfortable when my life is most comfortable. Meaning, when things go every way I want them to go, when things are so easy, what happens? I wander away from God.
You depend on yourself more
than
him.
I fall into apathy. And so all of a sudden, things start to get really complacent. Here's what suffering does. The illustration of a goldsmith. When a goldsmith wants to purify the gold and the character of the gold, he lights a fire hot. The gold heats up, the impurities rise to the surface. The goldsmith then sees the impurities, skims it off the top, and the gold is left more refined, more pure, more character, more enduring. Now, the only way that happens with the gold is with the fires lit. In our lives, it's so true. It's the way of Christ. The way we see character produced is when the fire is lit, and most often that comes through forms of suffering. So a very intriguing week, a powerful week, a week of opportunity, praying God will really use it.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenging week. Thank you so much, Robbie.
Great.
All right, let's head over to Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl.